welcome back to the shop for Renegade Customs. So we got our dashboard basically ready. We got our on-off kill switch in. Got mostly everything wired up inside. We got our dorm light, but we still need to cut the hole for the top and the back light to go in. We got everything in the engine bay pretty much tightened up, you know, besides our front rad support for the bushings. I need to add those washers in because I need bigger washers. We got our stainless steel heater core lines in. We got our intake in. We got our windshield wiper fluid bucket in. That works. We got our horns. They work. We got to put an on-off switch on for our heater core fan. We're inside the cab. You know, a couple other little things here and there, but we're pretty much set up out front. We got our headlights working, our run lights, our markers, blinkers, and side markers up front. They all work. What we have left on this is to put the dash in through the rear end, tighten up all the bolts, and zip tie all the air lines up for the first, you know, drive test. Like, we think we got our brake lines right, all that stuff, and then we got to zip tie our brake lines on because of the box not being on. So I'll show you where the first set of bees.
2,000 years later.
Alright, so welcome back to the channel. Just got back from Florida a couple of days ago, and I've been working hard on this damn piece of shit. We got all the rear end, all the bolts, leaf springs, all the brackets, everything's tight back here. We're all set. We filled the fuel pump, we got that straightened out. Our lights work, our brakes, our blinkers. That's the dorm light for the box. What's going in up here? So we got the dash in, everything's starting to look good. I had almost everything buttoned up. This little thing goes for down there for the distributor for that relay thing. So we're having a real big fucking headache now. This did start before I went to Florida to go deal with fucking family shit. Now, she wants to hydro lock. She's only going to start on starting fluid. Changed all electronic shit. The pickups, the freaking distributor, everything. The sensors, cleaned everything. So things been pissing right out the freaking radiator. It's building up pressure. Alternator's overheating for just sitting here being charged on the charger. So I thought I had a head gasket problem besides, you know, the stupid alternator. Well, there's no oil, no water in the oil. No water in any of the cylinders for pulling all the spark plugs and checking. Just fuel. But for some reason, she doesn't want to stay running, doesn't want to do anything. So, at this point, I could throw a V8 in, be like, alright, whatever. But we do have one more of these motors. I know that one runs. This one, on the other hand, I don't know what's going on. I definitely have a whole bunch of gremlins what are going on with this damn thing. I am so close to all this being buttoned up, ready to go. You know, little things here and there for the interior, you know, put the bench seat back in. We got our clutch in, our brake, our clutch pedal, brake in the throttle. I changed the computers for down here, changed the computer on the other side of the firewall, thinking that it's something to deal with the fuel injected rails not firing. So I couldn't figure it out last night. And today, tried it again. We dumped fuel, see if we had water in the fuel system. We don't. Because I still have this one. And the reason we took this truck apart, if you've watched the past 2 years. This transmission, we put a new clutch in and everything. We blew it out in the wintertime. I know this motor runs everything. This one doesn't have the delete for the emission shit like the other one does. So right now all the mounts are soaking, all the bolts are soaking, and we just ordered the new clutch and flywheel, throwout bearing, and all that shit for this thing. So I think what I'm going to end up doing first, we'll pull this motor, that one in the shop, we'll swap them. It's an easy plug in and go for this one, because it's just the 2 wires on this side for the battery, and then these 4 wires plug all back in for everything, you know, our grounds, shit like that. I mean, it's just disconnecting the fuel lines. We don't have to deal with the clutch stuff for this transmission. This one we'll have to clean, repaint, do all this shit too. Gonna have to get a throttle sensor thing, and then the whatever the fuck you want to call that stupid relay thing, what they do for the distributor. It's just a pain in the ass. They just put the new one on the other truck. So, this has just been a pain in the ass for the last week now, since I've been freaking trying to get this stupid thing back up and running. And it just doesn't want to freaking do anything for me. So now, I have to tear all this back out, pull the radiator, freaking pull the hood off, unplug all my wiring, everything, my heater lines, yank this thing out, throw it off to the side, because obviously there's something fucking wrong. You put all this work into it, and it still just doesn't want to run. I mean, other option is lock this whole freaking intake off, make a custom bracket, put a goddamn fucking 4-barrel on it, fuck the fuel injected system. But I still don't understand why this thing is hydro-locking itself, even with the fuel off or on, because that has to be on an on switch now, because the column thing is not working. And we changed the computers, so we changed that one, and we changed that one. Didn't make a difference in the truck, so. And you gotta have the little stupid relay out for the distributor, so the thing wants to fire. Like, oh, this is so annoying. But so much has been done. Got the trims in. I'm still making the custom trims to fit in here. I mean, all the pedals, everything. I mean, I still have to do my floors and shit, but now we gotta tear everything apart. So this will be great. I mean, at least everything else is set up. It's just so annoying with this. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with this motor. Like, could it be a head gasket? Could it be something else? Is there, like, who knows? So, I guess just stay tuned, and next one, I guess we'll be fucking pulling this out. And if the other motor doesn't work, when we plug it all back in, we're throwing a fucking V8 in it. Fuck it. Straight 6, what the frame's sitting in with. It's supposed to be for this truck, because it's all wired up for it. But if it does work in the other truck, hopefully, cross our fingers, God knows. If not, we're pulling this one. We're gonna pull this fucking 5.8, 5.9, whatever it is, this V8. It's two-wheel drive. Oh, it's a dump truck what I got. We're not gonna use any of the chassis shit. We'll pull all the electronics out, redo the freaking interior for that, for the 70s. And then we'll try to hide all the electronic fucking shit. You know, because at least I know this motor starts, it runs. No problem, started it last night. So, this is my last option. And this is actually supposed to go in Death Race, so. Because Death Race doesn't start anymore. Something happened with the computer shit. I think the mice got into it and fucked everything up. But this one runs. I definitely got some tranny leaks on it, from what I could tell last night. And she's a little oily, but she's not terrible. And the guy did start on mostly getting front of this thing all torn apart. I mean, I already blew the radiator in this the first time starting it. I think the thermostat is stuck on this truck. So we'll have to replace the thermostat on this motor if this goes into the 77. But if the straight 6 for that one, what I built, works in the 77 after I do the clutch and all that shit, then this motor can go for the monster truck instead, and then we'll just build the 4-wheel drive system off of it. But I got a lot of work to do. Hopefully in a week or two I can figure all this shit out. So once we do get the 77 back up and running, finally, if we do, this will be next. And we'll be putting a new V8 in it, all the 4-wheel drive, be all electronic shit. I'll probably have a little bit more room in the chassis and the cab and everything for everything compared to the old 97 what was in here. So because this thing just won't start, and it's been a pain. So I guess we'll see. Alright, so we got the alternator out. We'll talk about a pain in the ass that was. We had to break it because this thing freaking seized the bolts in it. What did I do to that other piece? We had to cut it all apart, get the damn thing out. So we thought we could take the other one out of the other truck so we could put it in here, and that one did the same damn thing. So now you definitely have to order an alternator, because I want to see if this thing's going to make a difference with a different alternator in it, because this one was heating up. I'll have to do the same thing. This bolt snapped here. That one snapped down here. So I was like, great. And I was torching and heating this up to get this all like work out. But it didn't want to, so it's going to be another one. I'm going to be snapping off and cutting. We got to pull this motor anyways, because we got to put the new clutch in and all that shit. So we use that motor far on this truck to getting it all together and shit. And now I'm getting pissed because nothing wants to work. So we're going to see if we can get it started one more time. And if this thing won't start with the alternator off of it, and then tomorrow when I go get the new alternator for it, and if it still won't start, because I'm thinking maybe it's just low voltage for the injectors and shit, or I burnt the whole electric fucking all the computer shit up and crap. So I don't know yet until we get the other alternator. But if this doesn't work, we're throwing the V8 in, so I guess we'll be tearing the truck completely apart again. Let me get you set up and see if this thing wants to start or not. No, still doesn't want to fucking start. Not much carpet cleaner left. Fucking dang. See, it tries to want to start sometimes, but right now we'll finish pumping out that shit, I got some fresh gas and some stabilizer shit we'll throw in there. So once this tank is fucking empty, we'll try it again. So we have chased everything down, and obviously I burnt something up. So looks like it's all coming back out because I have no power for the fuel injectors. And the fuel pump won't come on with the key ignition anymore either. So I guess we fried something in this system. So say goodbye to it. We're throwing the V8 in. So stay tuned for tearing this all back apart again and doing it over. Fuck my life.
Later.